Well, folks, yeah, I personally do not like the Samsung Galaxy A53. Today's video discussion is the catch and release of the Samsung Galaxy A53, and there's a couple of reasons, there's multiple reasons why you should choose other devices over the A53, but I'm going to show you a couple of them in this video. And I remember I have a ton of devices, but I just happen to have these few laying around. So what happened with the Samsung Galaxy A53, if you guys know me, I'm just not big on returns. I'd rather just use it, sell it later on down the line. But that rule of thumb is for phones that I actually like. Or phones that I think are worthy enough to hang around. And the Samsung Galaxy A53 unfortunately is not. The main reason why I had to get rid of it is the software. Now this obviously it's not going to feel like my my Ultra here. I'm not even hinting around that it will be as smooth as this right here. I'm not going to do that. It's a smooth device, but totally at like a $100 price range. That's how smooth that device is. The A53 has the Exynos processor inside. It has a Samsung Exynos 1280 5nm chip, right? So while these nanometers and all these things may seem important to techies, but this is just proof that Samsung's Exynos processor, at least that one, is not very good. It just, I gave it about a week and a half, I think it's been, and I said, you have got to go. I thought I was out of I didn't know if I was in my return period or not, because I just generally don't do returns. But this is one I'm coming forth and telling you, yes, I returned that device to Best Buy with the quick list and got my $450 plus tax back. So the Exynos 1280 is one of Samsung's chips, and it's a 5nm chip, as I stated. And it's supposed to be powerful and, help the device flow along pretty fluid. That has never been the case with this device. And I remember when I first got it, a lot of you guys said, Jay, it's not going to change. That stuttering that you see and that sluggishness, it is just there. I've had mine for 2-3 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever, and it is definitely not, it's not going to change. So that is just really the main reason that I ditched on the device. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Moving in and out of apps, the overall performance, just going about my day-to-day tasks, I just didn't see the value there for $450. You got phones like my Pixel 5a 5G that's $450, and it's totally worth it. The hardware is that same style, that unibody design or whatever, that matte bag. It's the same thing. The A53 has more cameras. And the performance, though, is definitely there with other devices for that price point. Now, you've got devices I've got devices in my catalog, like the new stylus from TCL is $250 basically, and it is a much better device. It's running the MediaTek 700 Dimensity 5G, and it is absolutely fantastic, folks. I got another video coming out on this. This device is flowing. I remember I used to laugh at MediaTek for their processors back in the day, but not anymore. Their devices have proven to be great. And then another device that I have in my catalog that's close by, that's a newer version of something, is the Nord N20. Now this device feels better, looks better, performs better, everything better. And it's sad because this has the Snapdragon 695, and this is what Samsung should have done, but they chose to go with their own processor and really ruin a great Samsung experience. So people are going to get the A53 on some kind of contract or something like that, and they're going to probably say they like it, or who knows. Some people judge devices based on price. I judge the devices based on the user experience, and then price plays a factor, whether it's a great price or a bad price, but the price should not dictate whether the device is good or not. It really should be about the performance, the battery, the cameras, the things that are on the device. And then later on with the price, you'll determine whether it was worth it or not after you've had it for a little bit of time. So for me, I didn't want to get stuck in a loop with the A53. It totally was not worth the money with the experience that I was having. So, I had to get rid of it. And I don't feel bad either, because I have tons of Samsung devices, and they all work great, but it depends on the level. And I've had A-line devices from Samsung, and they work fantastic, but this Exynos processor is not really good. So Another thing about the device is the battery life was really good. The screen is beautiful. Speakers sound good. You know, it was an overall nice package. And I remember starting up initially selling you, I'll let you know if it's worth $450. But worth and value is in the person holding the device. And for me, I am a tech enthusiast, but I'm also a regular person too, like you. So I just happen to buy a whole bunch more stuff than you do probably, but I can gauge some sense of, you know, if something is worth something in the first 2 to 3 weeks. But with that device failing in the software, and it has a whole host of the software suite, it's got the sidebars, it's got everything, you know, yeah, totally not worth it. So catch and release for the Samsung Galaxy A53. I didn't think I would do it, but I couldn't get past that sluggish performance every day. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And, you know, I'm talking about like navigating to the phone, making a phone call. Everything just seemed delayed. The shutter lag on there isn't bad, but it just seemed delayed. You know, like it's I don't know. It's just an experience overall where you start to realize this has to go. I can't deal with this. I'm trying to hurry up and do something, and it's taking forever. Like opening an app sometimes would just be an eternity. And I thought, this isn't going to work. I want to click and open. And it's not even that I have to have it opening like super fast. I just want to click it and not wait 2 to 3 seconds for it to open sometimes. It's like, oh, no, this isn't going to work. So you can get the A53 on carriers and stuff like that and carrier deals or whatever. But I paid for it. I try to live unlocked as much as possible. And that has been my experience with the Samsung Galaxy A53. I think that phone, if I was going to price that phone for value from what I'm getting, the phone package is solid, but the processor kills it. So based on performance alone, it's like a $29 phone to me. You know, like a $49 phone at best. The internals performance and stuff like that, it just doesn't match up. So a lot of you guys talked about the RAM, but it does have virtual RAM, has 6 gigs of RAM, but then you can do another 6 gigs virtually. So, you know, and that just pulls from the storage, but I just think it's a bad thing to put together like that, and it really needed a Snapdragon processor. That's what it is. So it's your man Jay. If you have the A53, go ahead and let it out in the comment section, because I know you're going to have some complaints. And all those people ahead of time at the beginning that said, Jay, you know, you're not going to really like this phone. It's a good phone, but the processor just kills it, you know. Yep, you were right. It's your man Jay. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.